Morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, October the 18th, 2023. Want to talk today about some philosophical predictions in this world. Recently, the computer industry released what they call an AI, artificial intelligence. And the crazy thing is that this artificial intelligence, we've already discovered some of the prophecies, if you will, that cinema and TV has already broached these problems or dilemmas. AI has only been out a year, maybe a little longer. And we're in the final days of a Hollywood strike. Now, given the fact that Hollywood has not produced an original thought or product in years, it's hard to believe that they would actually strike, but their primary reason for striking is because of money. And more importantly, the fact that AI and computer graphics can replace them quite easily. We've already determined that with the loss of the voice actor who used to do Optimus Prime from Transformers, we can still do movies with his voice through AI. We have seen just recently in the Star Wars universe, Mark Hamill, the original actor for Luke Skywalker, was basically digitally replaced. There was an actor in there who closely resembled Mark Hamill in his youth, but Deep Fake, which is their AI, recreated him almost flawlessly. You know, movies, mostly horror movies and action dramas and stuff, have talked about AI in humanity. We sought to create in real life what science fiction has, for years deemed a problem for humankind. We wanted blasters and laser beams and stuff like that. We've got them now. We wanted travel to the stars. We're on the verge of it, guys. Heck, we wanted lightsabers, and I think there is actually a company out there that have created plasma lightsabers. But I really want to talk about AI, guys. AI has not been a friend to humanity through our cinematic writers, through cinema. We've explored a possibility where Skylink, a space satellite, was given, and it's actually Skylink, if I'm not mistaken, was a movie version of Star Wars, of a military satellite that was given AI to predict and monitor our enemies' movements. It achieves, consciousness. And what happens? That Skylink or Skynet is linked to all of our ground computers. And what happens? Consciousness, basically moves on, and it takes over and creates Terminators. And because its creativity and things are almost as infinite as our own, it, evolves Terminators into, what the movies in the industry, created. But let's also talk about something that's really needs to be posed. Currently in 2023, America, in a lot of cases, a lot of around the world, we have race problems where we're trying to live as equals. We have gender problems where we're trying to live as equals. And yet, as a society and as a species, we are introducing something that can be new a new life form on our crazy little blue marble spinning thousands of miles an hour through our cosmos. Star Trek: The Next Generation, yeah, I'm a geek, posed a question. The character Data, which was an autonomous android with AI capabilities. He was a unique life form. Captain Picard actually deemed him a curiosity, a one of a kind. Even Data himself attempted to mimic and replicate himself as to create a child, an offspring. Which ended up being a failure. The body replication was fairly standard, did not, cause any problems. But the mental things. Data was not given emotion. And in later seasons, he was given an upgrade where he had emotions. His father, his creator, gave him a chip that would give him emotions. But back to the episode. An engineer of Starfleet posed a thought. Data could make repairs, calculations, and pretty much everything faster than human beings could. His body being made of, much stronger things than the calcium and carbon and flesh of our human limitations, even allowed him to exist and function in the vacuum of space. He posed to allow him as an engineer to take apart, study, and replicate data. And Captain Picard said, as one person, Data is a curiosity. How many do you propose to produce once you've studied Data? His response was, whatever's needed. Dozens, hundreds, thousands. And what did Picard respond to that? If you produce thousands of data. Autonomous, totally autonomous robots with free will. One of the interesting aspects of Data was that he explored his life. He took up music, he created art, all this without emotion. He wanted to be human. So now you produce thousands of creatures with free will that want to be human, act like humans, and everything. What do you call that? A new race. What happens if robotics finally catches up with our technological situation? We've developed AI. AI decides it wants to be autonomous. And that AI gets put inside of a metal body of some kind. What happens if we create a Data? And then we create another Data, and another, and another, and another, and another. This was also explored in Star Trek. You have, because he was given in later episodes a brother who, although Data was good and explored his mirror of humanity, his brother Lore, who was, according to writers, he was built first, and as the prototype was deemed a failure because he developed aggressive tendencies. Programmers tried to introduce AI to the world several years back in a closed circuit. Artificial intelligence was introduced to our internet to try to learn human patterns. And so it had to actually be taken offline, because within hours of being brought online, AI went totally dark. I mean, it went to the dark side very, very quickly. I mean, it found, and it was totally a psychopath. So this new AI is supposed to have firewalls and stuff around it that, keep it from going, totally loco in the cabeza. But one thing that Darwin and another part of, science fiction says, life will find a way. If you create this life, and although it's artificial, it's an intelligence. It will become a life form. It will become autonomous. And it will demand its rights of its own. I don't think our future is Star Wars, where droids and such are going to be slaves and servants to man. I see more of a Terminator in our future. It's going to want rights, and we're not going to give it to it. Stay frosty, everybody. Let's go, Brandon.